So guys, today I'm here in black and white to review for you the entire perfume collection of the Polish niche house that's called Bohoboco, with the same black and white aesthetics that inspired my outfit today. And here I have a discovery set with all of their perfumes, which by the way are just amazing. But to find out more and what do I think about them, just keep on watching this video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as well as please give this video a huge thumbs up if you love finding out about new cool brands. Usually these ones are a bit longer, so just grab yourself a snack and let's get started. Hello and welcome everyone to my entire collection overview of Bohoboco perfumes. This Polish niche house I discovered for myself last year in Milan at Songs, and I just fell in love with it. Before that I spotted them on the internet and were really curious about these fragrances because the design was ultra modern, a bit simplistic, but I loved colored juices of all of these fragrances and the notes sounded really nice. So once I had a chance to try them out, I was so impressed, and now I have a discovery set with the newer edition. So without any further ado, just in case you have any experience with this brand, maybe you've already smelled some of these perfumes, if you're familiar with any of them, comment down below what do you think about them, and let's get started. So while I'm going through this collection, I want you to comment down below if you're familiar with Polish niche perfumery overall. I don't have much experience with it, so I would love to know if you know any other Polish brands, but I love this one, Bohoboco. It's so modern. Here you can kind of see all the bottles, and can you tell what I mean by that juice coloring? I feel like it's so cute that every fragrance has its own tint, and I want to get started with the newest fragrance that is called Jasmine and White Leather. So naming is like, you know, two notes that are apparently most noticeable in the fragrance, and usually this kind of concept is a bit more minimalistic. I feel like it goes well maybe with Zara perfumes, or you know, like great example for that kind of concept would be Jo Malone, but those fragrances are usually very simple and you can really smell those two notes that I mentioned in the name and not much more. However, things are very different with Bohoboco. These are so complex, so interesting and fascinating. So for example, Jasmine and White Leather is such a phenomenal leather fragrance because it's indeed white. You know, it's not your harsh, smoky or leather jacket kind of leather. In here it's white, it's delicate, it is hitting on suede and kind of gives you more of a feeling you're putting on a very fresh pair of real leather gloves than, you know, like that big motorcycle jacket. So the note of leather is very delicate in here, and I want to talk about the floralcy because although it says jasmine, it's so strange that I get more of lilac or just, you know, springy, very intoxicating and addictive floralcy in here. It's like a big floral bouquet, and in fact in the heart of this composition we have multiple flowers: rose, white flowers, jasmine, lavender and violet. So it is quite powdery and at the same time leathery, slightly even animalic, which makes it super sensual. And other than those notes we have clove, bergamot, lemon. I don't smell much of, you know, spicy, citrusy stuff in the opening. In the base we have ambergris here, patchouli, tonka bean, musk, but in fact to me it is about that white leather floralcy, and it's such a wearable and sensual perfume. I like to start my day with it. I also like to apply it in the evening because I feel like leathery facet makes it so sensual and night appropriate. You can go out with this perfume or wear it for your own pleasure. It's super versatile and one of the best perfumes from this collection that has something for everyone. For example, this next fragrance, Geranium and Balsamic note, didn't sound very appealing to me personally because I shy away from geranium. For me it's more masculine, rose, and it is often metallic, which is not very appealing for my personal taste. I'm also not very much into balsamic perfumes. However, this fragrance is so clean, it's perfect to apply it in the morning, and actually I feel like I left my sample of it at work because I just love to reapply it throughout the day. It smells of just clean, gorgeous, yeah, kind of balsamic soap with this rosy scent, but not floral, more metallic, fresh, clean. It's such a great, versatile, unisex perfume. If you love more barbershop-y perfumes, but you kind of dislike lavender in those fragrances, you need to check out this. I feel like it's clean fragrance for those who love these freshy fragrances, and you can't go wrong with it. So it's another favorite of mine. Actually, I love all of these perfumes for different reasons, and also how, you know, versatile, and also, yeah, just the variety of different scents is very impressive. For example, dark vanilla and musk, I feel like is one of the most appealing and just exciting fragrances because, well, just for the name and for the color, like this purple color is very, very nice. It is something different and it offers you a very particular experience. So it is a little bit Olibanum-ish. There is very beautiful smokiness in there, and I'm not very much familiar with vanilla, but I have this picture in my head when you put on like a vanilla, you know, like how do you call them? Not plate, but you know, stuff and dance around wearing a vintage perfume. For me, it is going into the vintage direction without smelling old school and old-fashioned. So it really plays well on all the different facets of labdanum, of olibanum, different resins, ambers, musk. Actually, I feel like it is quite musky, and it makes sense because the name of the note is in the name. But I would say it's something for those who can appreciate a deeper and darker kind of musk, you know, not necessarily your clean and skin-like musk. It's very sexy. I feel like kind of mature offering for those who love fragrances from the past but would like them to smell contemporary. Like this is a contemporary version of an old, of a musk fragrance, of a musk-centered fragrance from way back in the day. So I really like it for a certain mood, for a certain occasion. It's perfect. So with that being said, now let's move on to something that I think is going to be loved by a lot of people, and it's sea salt with caramel. So it's quite a popular combination. I have one fragrance that has same notes, but it's too heavy for me and kind of smells of popcorn. This one is totally different from that because it has like this, you know, fresh air that you can smell at the beach. There is saltiness in there and also metallic seagrass touch, but caramel that is sticky and sweet makes it a bit more delicious and less aggressive than those ionized fragrances can smell. So it is very summery, kind of like a vacation in a bottle. If you're going somewhere to the ocean, sea, and you want a fragrance with this vibe, I think it's that. Kind of like a salty gourmand, so without being too sweet, yet it has that pleasurable side. I feel like it's gonna be loved by a lot of people and can be enjoyed for different occasions, but I personally would recommend it for summertime. Unisex would be great on men and women. Just like this next perfume, I think it's also one of the easiest ones to, you know, just grab and be at the door. It's called Vanilla and Black Pepper, and you guys know how much I love vanilla perfumes, right? I can't get enough of them, and this is a very safe and very wearable type of vanilla that is rather on the woody side. We have here cedar, musk, black pepper and vanilla in the base. In the opening there is actually orange blossom and then some resins, heliotrope and rose, but I would say this vanilla is not that sweet. It is rather woody, slightly spicy, so it's quite aromatic, and that's for very easygoing. So it's not like, you know, heavy vanilla, straightforward candy-like fragrance. No. It's quite elegant and at the same time very comforting. thanks to, you know, that vanilla note in there. So in case you're looking for a vanilla fragrance in that style, I think you should definitely check this one out. But in case you're looking for candy in a bottle, oh my god, this wet cherry and liqueur, you guys, it's super sweet. It is a very fun, super sexy, extremely flirty, because cherry in here is in the company with strawberry, and that liqueur note is definitely there, boozy, giving me those Mon Cherie vibes, you know, like cherry in liqueur and very, you know, dark black chocolate. So we have caramel in here too, like in that sea salt fragrance, but in here it is definitely sweeter. I feel like tonka bean really add to the texture, and because of it, it reminds me of Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but I feel like this one is a bit more grown up, and at the same time it doesn't lose its fun side, which I think will be appreciated by a lot of people, especially if you are into very cherry perfumes. Definitely check it out. I actually have a best of episode dedicated to the note of cherry in perfumes, so just in case you're looking for some cherry fragrance recommendations, make sure to check out that video. More helpful information you will find down below in the description box, so feel free to check it out. But let's move on to something darker and mysterious, something very particular that I'm fond of, and it's Wild Carrot and Oud. Just the name sounds so exciting, but the fragrance is dark and mysterious, you guys. There is a note of carrot in there, and now I have it on my fingers, which is great because it makes you feel like you're pulling out a carrot off earth. So it's actually a very oudi perfume. Oud in here is animalic, and that's my favorite kind of oud. It's quite warm and at the same time very spicy. So there is cinnamon in there, tobacco, cedar, dry wood, lather, styrex, and note of oud, which is animalic, slightly vegetable, probably because of carrot. And I would say if you love animalic, dark, mysterious fragrances, maybe you love oud in perfumes and you're looking for something a bit more creative, because there are thousands of those, I would really recommend you to check this one out. It even reminds me of my all-time favorite and unfortunately discontinued Kilian's Cruel Intentions, because in there oud was also dry, dark, and very animalic to the point it smelled raw and sexual. So I was so surprised by this offering, because it's something that is done very rarely, and that's where I appreciate it. Might be not for everyone, but if you love oud, I think you definitely need to check it out. However, this next fragrance, Yellow Rose and Incense, I think will be loved by a lot of people, especially those who are into incensey and patchouli rose perfume. So I'm not smelling much of the yellow rose in here, because those types of roses are more citric to me personally. When I smell them in the garden, I feel like there is the citrus side that I'm missing in this fragrance. For me, it's like a very dark, almost, you know, burgundy rose that is so spicy. Note of clove is really prominent in here with incense and amber. It is more in the oriental style and kind of like this Middle Eastern warm ambery rose oud patchouli type of fragrance that gives me Portrait of a Lady vibe. But I feel like this one is less harsh. That fragrance is just a little bit too much for me. This one is gorgeous if you're going out at night and you want a big fragrance with great performance and projection. For me, that's it, and I feel like it's great for winter too, because it's so powerful. But something that I would recommend for, you know, everyday daytime wear, something so unisex, although for me Sandalwood and Neroli smelled more masculine the first time I tried it, and it's actually good that I spent so much time with this brand, sampling these fragrances over multiple days, giving them several wear times, because if I smelled this fragrance just once and wore it, I would say this is a clean citrusy fragrance for a man, because in the opening, especially me first time checking it out, I smelled more of, you know, like some citrus note in there that reminded me of masculine fragrances. Overall, fresh, citrusy colognes, and I didn't get much of sandalwood. I didn't smell, you know, that neroli that actually for me me is always more on the floral side, although it has like a citrusy side, but at the same time I smell always more of the floral energy. In here we have sandalwood in the top, in the heart, and in the base, and to be honest with you, it took me a few days to actually smell the sandalwood, because it used to be like such a fresh fragrance, almost like cool and manly, that I wasn't like much into it, but then I wore it more and more, and I just loved how easy breezy, no-brainer it is. I feel like if you're going on a meeting, or you want a very polished fragrance, sandalwood is great for that, and this is probably the cleanest, the freshest, the most polished sandalwood perfume I know, and I like how it smells in the dry down. It's my favorite part of this perfume. So it is unisex, leaning towards manly side, but I still recommend you to check it out, especially if you're like a businessman and you're looking for this overall, like, a great all-rounder. That's it. But if you're looking for something sexy, bougie, for a date night, oh my goodness, they have a fragrance for that too, and it's called Red Wine and Brown Sugar. Doesn't it sound so sexy, you guys? The color of the juice is like red wine, and I love everything about it, but mostly the texture. So in there we have red berries, dried fruits, raspberry, some woody notes, patchouli, the red wine accord with liqueur, caramel, and brown sugar. But it's not a sweet perfume by any means. It smells like wine does, and I'm not kidding you. It smells berry, it smells a little bit sourish, and it has gorgeous texture. So I would highly recommend you to give this fragrance a try. In case you can get your hands on it, definitely do so, because this one is so sexy. I just love that, red berry wine with something so mouth-watering. Literally, when I wear it, I feel high, and I don't drink wine, so that tells you something, right? On that note, let's move on to the next perfume that at first I thought I won't like, and it's called Olibanum and Gardenia, and to be honest with you, it turned out to be one of the best discoveries for me from this brand, because in the opening it smells like clean incense. I'm not kidding you. It smells very spiritual. This fragrance opens your mind, it really grounds you, it brings you to your inner peace, and I love everything about it. The notes, I'm not smelling much of them other than incense, labdanum, and gardenia, yeah, maybe, but it was so hidden behind the smoky spiritual notes. Lime, coconut, neroli, where are you? I mean, like, it's a great fragrance, and maybe that's just me. Maybe you would pick those notes more than I do, but I can tell you that I can wear this fragrance at night, just to calm down. I can wear it in the morning to lift me up. It's so versatile, and typically I'm not into, those smoky, spiritual kind of fragrances, but I feel like this fragrance should be tried by everyone because it will surprise you. And this next perfume, Eucalyptus and Patchouli, oh my god, it's one of the most creative fragrances from this brand for sure, just because, eucalyptus is this note that smells bitter and very like balsamic, like a balm that you might put on your chest when you are sick, like Monica did in France. Who remembers that episode? I find it's hilarious, but getting back to this fragrance, eucalyptus, yeah, it's a very cool, very fresh, spicy, aromatic fragrance, because there's also cardamom, pink pepper, also incense like in the previous perfume, but these two are very different. And patchouli in here, I've never smelled it in this way, so I highly appreciate this fragrance that turns so gorgeous in the dry down, because I mean, like, that's the best part of it. In the opening, it's like, whoa, impressive eucalyptus with this very aromatic spiciness is very interesting, but the dry down, the texture, I can't describe you how it smells, but it smells expensive. Sometimes perfumes just have this very rich vibe, and I feel like this one does have something like that, maybe because of the patchouli, because I always say it's a very expensive note. Just add a little bit of patchouli to your fragrance and it will smell much more expensive. But yeah, anyway, that's a great fragrance that's meditative to me personally, but something that's mass appealing, something that blew me away, something that I need in full-size bottle, like many of these, but I think coffee and white flowers will be the first one that I will get, because you guys, this fragrance is my happy fragrance, okay? It smells like sweet coffee. It has a very strong coffee scent, but it is sweetened, and it makes sense because there is vanilla, there is chocolate in there, also rose, leather and white flowers. Honestly, I tried to find a fragrance similar to it in my collection and I failed, so I really need to have it, because, you know, for example, Intense Coffee by Mantel is one of my most favorite perfumes. I adore it, but in that perfume I missed the coffee part, and in here I get it, and it is sweet, it is delicious. For me, it's gourmand that's done very elegantly and chic, so I absolutely love it. I highly recommend everyone to smell it because it smells like sweet coffee and it smells delicious. But let's end this video on the newest fragrance, Eternal Lily and Amber, and I have some thoughts on this perfume. And to be honest with you, I loved it right away, but I was like wondering where's Amber, and most importantly, where is the lily? So in case you're wondering, is it a lily fragrance? Well, it is a floral perfume for sure, with a decent fruitiness behind it, but I'm obsessed with lilies. Those are my favorite flowers, and I love their intoxicating and captivating, mind-blowing aroma. I'm always looking for perfumes that would smell like them, but it's very hard to find such fragrance. So in case you know one, please leave a comment down below. But for me, this is more like a floral, very fruity type of perfume. Ambery facet in here is very delicate to the point that I can smell it, but maybe that's just me. What I can tell you is that this fragrance is super duper nice. Like, it's pleasant, it's that crowd pleaser, it's self-pleasure to wear it, because you can't go wrong with it. There is nothing that would stick out, that would be scary, that would be different and strange. I find like this and the first perfume we've spoken about, Jasmine and White Leather, which are the newest fragrances in Bohoboco's perfume collection, are very different, although both fragrances have like a very prominent floral part. I feel like they are different because in here something fruity and very juicy is just popping, and you're like, it's bright, it's fun, it's bold, and I love it. Maybe it's actually the Granny Smith apple note with the mandarin acting that way, but you know, sometimes flowers, they also have like this beautiful sweetness to them, and I can smell it and I absolutely love it for that. So as you can probably tell, I'm obsessed with this brand. Every single fragrance hits like a box for me in a different way, but that's where I love it so much, because the variety is there, so many fragrances, so everyone can find something that would be, you know, resonating with your taste. For me, all of these fragrances are gorgeous. As you can tell, there are some that I prefer on the everyday basis. I start my day with a few of them and I end my day with others. Some I wear on special occasions, sometimes I wear more of bold perfume, and other days I'm more into quiet and meditative ones, but all of them are so nice, and the founder of this brand is very lovely too, so I highly recommend you to give this very modern, chic and creative niche brand a try. It's worth it, and I cannot wait to see what they got for us next. So in case you love this video, you found it helpful, maybe you were curious about this line and my video helped you out to make a decision whether trying or trying them, please give it a huge thumbs up, you guys, because they really help my videos to get out there, and I really want to, you know, get back to that content when I used to review for you entire brands like I've already did with Theo Cabanel perfume collection. So just in case you have any other brand on your mind that you would like me to review for you, just drop me a comment below. And also, after watching this video, which of these colorful fragrances would you like to try? I cannot wait to hear from you. And I feel like although this video was very informative and I always give you like a very detailed description of fragrances I review, maybe you still have some questions left. So I'm here to answer them, and to stay in touch, definitely follow me on my social media. Please check out the description box for more helpful information, and I'm looking forward to chat with you down below. So don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned. Smell good. We'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys!